I know who you are. Yeah. Do you want to grab a link? Because I'm going to show a live. Oh, you interrupted my introduction. But I'm going to show a live. Let me see where I put it. Of Jodi Sue talking about our lawsuit. I have some questions for you, but I would prefer to do that live, if that's okay. But I'm going to go back to my introduction. Hi.
Dancing with my imaginary friends. In my head, they say what I need to hear, whispering lies that make my problems disappear. Then I get paranoid. Oh no, I let them in again. Should I play along? Why, yes, let's play a game of pretend. 1, 2, 3, here we go. Time to let my crazy show. They feed on fears, they twist my thoughts. Act like kings, but they're just bots. Truth is, they just fucking bore me. Now it's my turn, I'll flip the game. Step inside, let's play insane. Let's get this psycho circus started. You're at my party, dearly departed. I can make this fun, do you wanna run? I'm pulling out the big one, just for fun. Pop the champagne and run, bitch, run! Strange days are back again. Still dancing with my imaginary friends. In my head they say what I need to hear, on repeat till the silence disappears. 1, 2, 3, now you know. This is how I let my crazy show. They prey on doubt, my insecurities. Play pretend like they've got authority. But truth is, they just fucking bore me.
Okay. So, first, let me tell you, I filed first, maybe because he was familiar with the case. Yeah, but that's a conflict of interest, in my opinion. And the attorney sort of made assumptions that y'all knew each other through text message. I was just looking at his text messages. He blocked me for a little bit and then unblocked me, and it deleted our messages together. But I am going to show one of his messages and his touche, which is sort of an indication to me that y'all have ruined this man's life. In my opinion, I'm speculating. I sort of feel bad for him. Okay, well, we just watched a live yesterday. Um, shit, what was I gonna say? We watched a live yesterday or the day before yesterday, and it was Linda talking. I man, somebody was talking, and I ended up showing Amy's messages, or maybe I was looking at a live. what was we watching? Where was you came out? Somebody had said you had come out on behalf of Amy at a request of Amy. Is that true? No, chicken. I haven't spoke to Linda very much except for the few emails that I've shown and comments in my comment section under many names she comes in under. She tells me it's her. Everything I've said to Linda, I have shown publicly. It's just weird. You two have the same attorney with a conflict of interest in your husband's professions and your professions. You should know. You're not stupid. Just strange to me. Okay, but anyways, I think my last question was, did you come out here for Amy? Like, why is that? Because you do know that Amy had a live with Benny, Tiffany, somebody, where she said that people were following her, taking pictures of her in black cars, and it sounded like it may have been law enforcement of some sort, which is why I was so interested in her after you attacked me for writing her, just for Jodi's concern, because you came out first, right? Nobody knew who you was. And you just was pounding at Jodi with Squall and CSI. Like, how do you get connected with Squall and CSI? And then in one of those lives, you state, well, Squall, we've been talking a really long time. Like, did you know Squall prior? There's a million questions for you. Why do you decide to sue me and Jodi when I'm against Jodi at the same time? And then start rumors that I'm a Jodi Sue supporter. No, that wasn't it. I'm out to get information for Summer that's factual based off of her because she's a neighbor. I'm not out here to attack people. I'm out here listening to what could be and what could not be facts. And I'm giving my opinion on my opinion channel. And I think that you pushed the envelope just a little too fucking far, don't you? Like, it's weird y'all had the same attorney. So you're welcome to come up and grab a link, but I am going to fucking defend myself now that all those lawsuits are gone. Even though next what I'm going to show you is somebody named Prime Suspect who keeps fucking harassing me in my comment section while I'm going over public shit that Linda put in the public herself. Okay? Prime Suspect. Girl, you need serious help. Linda did not open a new daycare. No, I never said Linda did. I said somebody in her family did. And it's quite big, extravagant, and beautiful. I'm not going to dox that person. Y'all can do your own motherfucking research, right? Okay. So get your facts right. She isn't ever going to talk to you. Her prerogative. I'm not begging for the bitch, in my opinion, to talk to me. And she don't owe you nothing after all the lies you told on her. Lies. She attacked me in my inbox about a chicken video to somebody I'm possibly connected to family-wise, who has slept in the same home as me as a child, who I know I have pictures of somewhere as children. I don't have them. My family members do. I can't get to them. Who has made weird comments in my shit, who I made friends with, who I sort of kind of fucking respect. Hi, Karen Renfro. But Linda came after me over Karen. And then here's Chicken talking about a crime from 30 years ago on Shays, who happened to pop into my live the other day and try to make up with me. And that's fine because I try to be respectful, but I'm angry as fuck for all of the shit these people have put me and my family through. And then you have the locals for the attorney that's delivering court papers to me. Hi, Faith No More. Gary Twizzled or something. What's your fucking name? who actually used to fuck my friend and is connected to the small town that I'm from because the people he works for is from there, who is also on PG's. And PG showing her support. Like, Beth and her husband, my only love. I've showed all this. I don't know how those people, well, actually, I do because my mom used to fuck her husband when I was in middle school. But he would be connected to the people We Can Bring You Hope. Hi, Roxanne. From the same area. Trust and believe all these people fucking connect. In my opinion, I gotta speculate for criminal reason. My daughter's here. She's being loud. For court reasons. So, prime suspect, please don't come here and act like I'm fucking stupid because you're either fucking Linda or Chicken or somebody who's had 10,000 fucking names on this platform that can't show your motherfucking face. But let's go on. She hired new attorneys in your area and is deciding what to do next. Tell her file a lawsuit if she wants to. Because as you see, these people came public before I did, and they sued me for no motherfucking reason, and I have many lawsuits against them. And as soon as I figure out what the fuck is going on in my life and I'm able to sell my house, because I am selling my house just so I can sue y'all, I'll have the money for an attorney if I sell. Okay? I have a whole list of y'all that I'm going to go get an attorney in my state for, and I'm going to have lawsuits if you keep threatening me. Now, I think y'all should come up and tell the truth instead of making bullshit lies that don't make sense. In my opinion, I'm speculating on my speculating channel. She doesn't know this Jodi. So once again, you're lying on her. You will never learn. Didn't she pay for Jodi's hotel receipts and meet with Jodi at the hotel? That's a lie. And there's documented proof all over YouTube about that. So I would like for you to take your freaking threats and shove them up Linda's ass. Okay? Kisses to the bitches. Grab a link. Show your face. Quit sending threats. I'm not scared. Thank you. JLR. Next on the list. This will be quick. Dweeb. I want to know why this man from YouTube, and it has been in prison and filed a million lawsuits against people, so much so that he's not allowed to file lawsuits no more, has racist shit all over his Facebooks. I want to know why this dweeb was on my father's land driving on it from that gas station to there. That has never been like a big point of interest in border security on the news or anything. What leads him to Winter Haven, California, 611 Sidewinder Road, and beyond, all the way down to the Chocolate Mountains to the border? My father's land. He has refused to answer this for more than a month now. So, JLR, I'm going to ask once again publicly. Why was you on what will be my land one day? My father definitely owned it. There was some suspicious shit around it. I'm going to get to the bottom of it because I'm going to get attorneys for that too. They're called probate attorneys. Got to sell my house, buddy. I have plans. then I'm going to sue you for fucking trespassing because he was dead. Okay? Kisses to another bitch. Let's go back. As you see, I'm done playing the fucking games that some people are playing. Okay? I think that might be it. All I wanted to go over on here. Let me. Oh no. Becca's Eyes. New channel. She's amazing. Much like Nature Lover, she gets some really good clips together. I'm a little confused about some things in here, so I also pulled up the Ben Hill thing, but it doesn't show what I was looking for. Do you guys remember when the Wells had their land listed? I'm looking for a date on that. So if anybody can get me a date prior to summer going missing, when the Wells were selling land, it would be extremely helpful. I really don't want to go over this, but I wanted to show you, and I want to go over it again another day, and I want to show you how big the parcels are, because they show you that on here, and the Wells were selling small pieces of land. Oh, and chicken. That's another question. Why would you ask Squall, is the Wells land for sale on a live? Kind of odd. Okay. So let's go listen to, I just want your thoughts on this, and I want you guys to subscribe, give her a like. She's a new channel. I don't really know who she is, but I've been enjoying her content. So it's worth subscribing to. Somebody new covering Summer. We want to get eyes on Summer's case and many other cases all the time. And when a new channel comes out that I like, I'm going to share it. So let's watch Becca's Eyes. I'll put it on big, and I'm going to come down. Leave your thoughts. It's a 4-minute and 41-second video. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. I'll chat there.
I wanted to sell the property and move back up there, but she didn't want no part of it.
To get my kids the fuck up out of New York, where all these goddamn sex offenders live. We got
That's
down
fucking
there.
a good answer.
It was going to be another 3 to 4
That's
days
new information,
for the
everybody at
house
home.
I did not have the money to pay for a fucking hotel room at $600 a night while fucking NASCAR was in. I wasn't going to stay at Candace's house because that bitch gave me a nasty ass vibe. So we came back to New York.
When you put your foot down, you put your foot down.
Well, I appreciate that answer, Alyssa. That's cool.
But yeah, he's just.
I don't think anybody's ever heard that before. Nobody has ever heard Alyssa say that before, and that's new. That adds credence to the claims of the scenario that was unfolding.
I just had to remind you, you're just going with chat and shit, not to yell at you. You didn't do anything. You're just doing your thing. AB's one of the good ones, babe.
I'm just sick of your name.
I know.
Here we are.
Fucking Beach Creek in somebody else's fucking yard because they know they can die. So somebody needs to maybe whisper that for the first time in history of Beach Creek, people are tired of out-of-fucking staters and out-of-towners thinking they're going to move the fuck in there and do this bullshit. I've never seen anybody move on top of anybody else that wasn't family inside of the country like this, but here we are. But the point is people would have made more had they just taken our fucking shit. And none of this would be happening and people wouldn't be in danger. And I really don't give a good. Oh, I mean, irradiated currently and no more babies for me, but too many surgeries couldn't probably help me anyway. And if something was wrong, I'd smother them with a fucking pillow. Besides, ain't no point in thinking about babies when dying of cancer. But they sure do smell good. Fresh babies. The one that was 8 months old, he still smells fresh. He was cute. Like, we all need to thank the science teachers. Even the weird, creepy ones that wanted to date us, fuck us, marry us, whatever, weird teachers through elementary, middle, and high school for at least teaching some of the science. Because I feel something coming. And these days, I do what I'm taught to do, take myself out. before anything else can. So I do ride around with shit on me to finish the job in the event that I feel something trying to kill me first. I ain't got children that wanted a yard, because fuck that. And I dare one of the little bastards to stick a toe in mine. That's how I'm gonna play it. I'm not fucking around. So, anyway, I don't even like other people's fucking kids. Like, that's the thing. I don't want to hear it goddamn shit. I don't want to hear your fucking kids screaming and crying and boo-hooing. I will lose my goddamn shit. And I guess if they have kids, it's even better than they realize that their kids are going to fall off the goddamn cliff. Think about that. What's going to happen? They have nowhere but that cliff. They're poor kids. They try to let the door and they're off the fucking cliff. I don't know. Anyway. But yeah.
My place ain't like the most magnificent place in the world, but to save y'all some money, you're more than willing to stay in the basement if you want to in my house.
There you go. She's willing to have him come stay in the basement again, right? Bring him up here again. Just saying, for people who don't really know one another, for people who are on a hate train because of Jose's and all of this, it sure to hell seems like these people are corresponding together pretty damn well, if you ask me. Right? They seem to know each other pretty damn well, and they seem to be corresponding together pretty damn well also. I think everything else is bullshit. I think all that hate train stuff and don't know people is nothing but a smokescreen of BS. I think these people know everybody, right? They know everybody. And listen, you guys,
Next on the agenda. This is something that was sent to me from this attorney. This is the screenshot I was looking for. I had to go to my community post and get it, but I had to scroll really down, and I wanted to show you guys what I just showed you. So I want to read this to you, and I want you to pay attention to what I have underlined. Chicken. Linda. You're the only one ruining innocent lives around here. You talk about a topic that breaks people's hearts. No, sir. I talk about a topic to keep a little girl's name and face out there and to keep her story out there because she's important to the world. You don't know what she might have been when she grows up. You don't know what kind of person she could have made this world, and she's missing, and nobody knows where she is. When she disappeared, she was 5 years old. Her name's Summer Moon Utah Wells, and when I'm done with this, I'll go pull up her picture so that you could get a good look at her, because even the TBI put an Amber Alert out for her. Okay, that's because they want her face shown, but they don't want goofy games played in her case, such as fake lawsuits, one after another, with two different clients using the same conflict of interest attorney. I'm sorry that your clients did this to you, but I have to question why you would even take both cases. My opinion, my thoughts, my speculating. It can't be because you were up to anything good, Mr. Phillips. Correct? And you gain a little bit of attention because that, and you use your newfound tower. What tower? Do you want to tell me what tower you're talking about? You're always welcome to come up on my panel and grab a link. I've been nothing but fair with you. You've thrown some digs at me. I've thrown some back. The last ones that ain't deleted after you blocked me and whatever it is you did. Here it is. That's this text. I actually did still have it on there. Here it is in our text messengers. Okay. I put, oh, Mr. Phillips, you're admitting you knew. How about we welcome you to YouTube? Come say that on panel. Link up. He goes, there you go again. I said, let's see if Summer's Army agrees with you. Or are you a coward? Your threats are not well taken, he says to me. I say to him, you put your name in this case with your frivolous lawsuits. This ain't no threat. I spelled that wrong. That's why it took me a second to read it. I had to figure out what I said. This ain't no threat. That's a double negative. You're saying it is a threat. No, I'm not saying it is a threat. I want you to come tell my audience what you did. Where is Summer? He puts, huh? I put, ask your clients where that baby is. Because I spelled it wrong. In my opinion, they know. You just admitted my newfound power, my money. Do you understand that? I already screenshot it. Did you hear Lady R on my panel admit it too? You're fucked. I meant lips. I meant to say lips, not Lady R. Your witness. Lips was on Andrews stating she was a witness with Linda and couldn't talk. Although she's denying that was said now. I know I have a clip somewhere. I'm going to have to really, really search for it. Knowing the man taking my money, she admitted, now so did you. He put, huh, bro? You're like the chubby old, this is how he talks to me. Huh, bro? You're like the chubby old lady version of Alex Jones, except you never made money off your lies. No fucking shit. An attorney. Dude's kind of funny. I put, laugh out loud, you're lame. I put, you're like the addicted attorney that cheats on his wife and makes bad decisions. He put, I'm not married. I put, wonder why. He put, touche. He then put, hey, I'm going to block you now since you no longer have anything to do with any case I'm on. Have a great life. I put, see you in hell, bitch. And then I sent him a couple more about asking about Tower Power. He didn't respond. But this is how this man speaks to his clients' enemies, I guess. Court lawsuits. 95. Thank you, Mishu. I wish it was 95. It is high UV, 64 here and sunny. We're going to barbecue. It's supposed to go up to 74. Earl's coming over for a barbecue. My daughter's here. Her friend Layla's here. I don't know. They invited people. Oh, look, my granddaughter's in the room when she shouldn't be, and I'm smoking. Would you like to come say hi? Okay, can you leave the room, Miss Sneaky Sneak? Your makeup thing. It's in here. Guys, hold on 1 minute. I got to get something for her. I apologize. And the thing I was looking for wasn't where I thought it was. Hi, little Dev. How are you? I didn't get a chance to say hello. Okay, but anyways, that's what he's talking about, and that's me going over Mr. Phillips. Now, I want to move on to what we've been going over. I would just want to get a listen again. I didn't listen to all of this. So I'm going to come down and listen with you guys. I'll be in the chat if you guys are chatting. If not, I just want it back out there because I think the first part of it was important. We'll probably go over about another hour of it. We are at 2 hours and it's 4 hours and 20 minutes long. So I'll probably do another live, one more on this, maybe two, depending if I jump up and give commentary. But let's give this a listen.
Pete says he's playing you, Penny. He'll be back with you later. There's nothing to play. He can't. This isn't a game for me or between. But I'm just saying, like, what Benny says right here to me has nothing to do with what he will do tomorrow or say in 5 minutes or something like that. This is my channel, and this I asked him up here because there has been conversations between us. I'm pretty sure he hasn't deleted the text messages, and I damn sure haven't.
The only thing she cared about having him up here was about my docs. Penny, no one cares. I never cared. It's really not that important. Here, we're going to skip through it because I'm getting so sick of listening to her crap. She only wants to clear up that she had nothing to do with my docs. And I don't even care about this part. Hold on. All right, we're going to get to the scam stuff. Okay.
Okay. All right. So I will. Well, let me just say this.
Yes. Oh, Luda, thank you. Let me read this really.
Wait, I forgot something really, really important. Two things that were really important. I got to go back to my Canva and share Summer's picture like I promised. And happy Memorial Day. Today's an important day for our country, and I changed my thumbnail. Let's appreciate our veterans, our fallen veterans, those who fight for our rights, even though sometimes it feels like those rights aren't fair. They happen for a reason, and it's our history. It's things that will happen in the future. Our soldiers mean a lot. They keep our freedoms. God bless them. Happy Memorial Day. Hold on, let me go back to my Canva because I did want to share Summer's picture before I move on to this. I gotta look for it. Jodi, I'm still asking for you to share Summer. All these years, you haven't done so yet. I don't know why. But this is Summer Moon Utah Wells. Missing from the Beach Creek area of Hawkins County, Tennessee. She's been missing since June 15th, 2021. She has blonde hair, blue eyes. At the time of her disappearance, she was 4 feet tall, 40 pounds. She'd be 9 today. I don't think I changed that. We're coming up 4 years. I'm not going to do anything too special on Summer's Day. I don't know, is anybody doing their little parties they do? I never do that. I try to do something respectful each Summer's Day, even though I've been bashed. But I think what I'm going to do this Summer's Day is just all day long play tons and tons of news clips for a few hours, maybe not all day. I think I've been going from like 6:05 to 10 p.m. every Summer's Day from the time 6:08 from the time she was reported missing. So that's what I'll be doing this Summer's Day, is just sharing news clips and her picture, maybe talking a little bit. If anybody who knew her wants to come up and leave a comment or come on panel, I just want to keep it respectful. light a candle before we get off. I think it's very important that we remember Summer, but we don't make a spectacle of Summer. A lot of people have done that. But keep her face out there. I'll share again on my community posts after my live, and just share. She's important. Her story's important. Not mine, not Jodi's. Summer's. Jesus, I got a kitten crying. I gotta get it out of here. Let's put Tiffany back on.
Quick. She told people her dogs were biting her. Never heard something like that. Your own dog's biting you? That was true. She must be a complete piece of shit. Dogs know that. Yes, her own dog's biting her. Oh no, Nikki Tupol, she does want this smoke. Trust me, Georgia Peach is a lunatic. She's here for Nicolina. She's trying to impress her friends. Oh my God. Yes, Penny's dogs bite her. I'd bite her too if I were her dog, for sure.
You know,
I mean, shit, look at how she talks about and treats my cat. Seriously, she doesn't care about animals. I would not be surprised in the least if she was an animal abuser at all.
do what you feel you need to do with all of that. So,
Gigi.
all right. So there was, it's long gone now, but there was a question asking if I turned the stuff over to TBI, and yes, I did. Yes, I did. And no, I don't hear.
Listen, to each their own. Everybody commentates the way they do. I don't like comments like that from Tiffany Marie. However, that's her way of commentating. I don't agree with everything I share on my channel. Please make sure you know that. I give my opinions on things. However, again, I do want to say, please keep Tiffany and her son in your prayers. They need them, lots of them. We've gone over why, the audience knows why. It's hard. It's a struggle. I hope that her son pulls through, and I hope that Tiffany survives too. It's hard as a mom to have a sick baby, and I understand that. So I'm not attacking Tiffany by any means. However, I don't always agree with her commentary. Okay.
Hear back because you don't hear back. Yeah. Anyway, so next question or topic and hey Duchess, hey Libby. I didn't say hey to you guys yet. Hey Lips. I saw LJ in here, and I did hear
Hey,
that
Nika.
LJ was on Ziggy's last night getting questioned about whether or not she was part of my research team.
No. Now we found out LJ was a searcher, not a researcher, a searcher. LJ, where are you at? I've not forgotten about you. I've been asking about you for like over a year. So LJ wasn't a researcher. She was a searcher. What kind of searcher? Like what search was LJ a part of? You'll hear that here. So yes, the night before this live, I was on Ziggy's with LJ. Do you guys remember that live? I don't know if you guys do. I do. I'll never forget that live stream. Ziggy had a live and LJ came up. I've been looking for LJ. She's been hiding for so long. What kind of searcher was LJ? Anybody know? Like searching on the ground?
LJ did send me some emails a while back. I was actually looking. I think I still have it open. No, I closed it. But I was looking this morning. I was like, LJ sounds familiar. Let me go see. I think she emailed us before, and she did. I think I saw like maybe 6 to 9 or something. I didn't count, but a group of emails that she had sent to us before, and normally they were pretty long. I do know that she would ask us stuff, I think.
Guess what, guys? I made a video last night that I wasn't going to share today, but being we're talking about Lady Justice being on Ziggy's with Penny, and Penny saying they work together, and Lady Justice working with the people overseas like Chip and Chase, I'm going to show that video right now. My live's going to be a little longer than I anticipated. Hold on. Oh, but yes. Little unexpected surprises. Let's remind you, Lady Justice, Chip, Griffey, Chase. I don't quite understand what's going on here, but Chip's demanding that Chase goes to Lamar. I kind of just decorated the video without watching the whole thing. The chat's interesting. It's 13 minutes long. So I'm just going to, again, come down. I just want to see if anybody has any interesting comments about this. What your thoughts are today, looking back almost 4 years ago, 3.5. I mean, this all happened in what, October, November. But this is a really interesting video. And I think you should take the time to listen to it right now, just because of what was just said in that live we were listening to with Tiffany Marie. Boy, things always just come together for me somehow. That's crazy. Okay.
Hey, Chip. I'm on my way to Lamar right now. I'll show you for yourself.
Awesome.
Amber alert first issued. When the alert is first issued, give it to them free. I'll be at Lamar in 2 minutes, and you can hear it for yourself. When the Amber Alert for a child is first, hang on. Amber Alert for a child is first issued, they give it to them free of charge. We're 4 months past that. You have to pay for it. I'm pulling in Lamar right now, and you all can see for yourself. Anybody wants to ask questions, they need to ask more questions.
Chase, can you ask for the manager?
Yeah, I'm doing it right now. Look, right here.
And Chase, if they're lying, Chase, you better sort them out if they're lying, because they've just told us.
Ask for the manager, Chase.
Well, hold on. You see this? Look.
Yeah, I believe you.
Yeah,
I see
you
this
see that?
Lamar thing.
Chase, you tell them they've just committed fraud.
This is the last time I'm gonna waste time with this crap.
It's them, Chase. We've got it recorded. It was them that told us you were fraudulent not to give me any money.
Hang on, Chase. I got you. Hold up. Can you hear this?
No, yes, sir. I'm being accused of help raise some money to put Billboard up, and apparently people's telling them it's free. So this is ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, this is crazy. I'm in here, right here.
This is ridiculous. If they're lying, they shouldn't be doing that as a company.
You can't do anything. I'll tell you what, this is the last time anybody wants to do anything for this little girl, do it yourself, because I'm done. I'm finished.
Chase, we've got proof they told us, call the FBI and don't pass you any money. That's what they told us.
Okay, good. Let them.
Yeah,
because I've got the receipts for everything I've done.
Yeah, Chase, the manager, they even called back and said specifically if there's an active Amber Alert that you shouldn't
I'll
be
just go and tell you
charged.
we're on live here because you all have pretty well destroyed any reputation that I have. I mean, telling them that it's free. We're on the phone with people. Who did you call in? I didn't call in to nobody.
We called Lamar.
Guys,
We
this is
spoke
the
to the
salesperson that
office
told me to do
manager.
it. Right. How y'all doing?
Hey, buddy,
Not
we're
very
doing
good.
okay. We called and spoke to the office manager. They said if there's an active Amber Alert up, that you guys do this for free.
Hold on.
Come
Sorry
close
about
to
that.
Lady Justice so he can hear you.
Okay, Chip, hold on. This is the salesperson that sold me the billboard, so hold on.
Hey guys, I don't know where the information comes from, but everything is above
Your
and
managers.
beyond. Brad has paid the money for the billboard. We've even entered into another agreement where we're going to
Why
place
did
another.
Brad have to pay for the billboard? Because Summer has an active Amber Alert. You guys told us on the phone you do those for free. So why did Chase have to pay?
We did do an Amber Alert, from my understanding.
They already did it.
We already did one.
It's
And
still up.
It's still up. It's supposed to. Your manager told us that your people.
As long as an Amber Alert is
Alert
up, y'all are
it's
supposed
up.
to do it for free.
The
I
only
think he
time
needs a
they take it
refund.
down is when the Amber Alert stops. That's what they've just told us. And they called him. They called Chase, who you're calling, Brad. They called Chase that it's fraudulent.
Okay.
It's got police on him.
Okay,
I can't listen to everybody at one time.
Guys, you can't. He cannot listen to everybody at one time.
Lady Justice, please tell him.
One person at a time.
Okay, give me one. I'm gonna tell you exactly who the lady was, okay? Because I asked for her name.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
To do this, man. So many people like freaking scam.
Oh my God! See, that was your lady that runs the office. We need to report that as a scam? What's your name? Angela
That's
Cat.
some kind of manager that we're speaking with that's told them that it was a scam.
Angela Cat, Chase.
Angela who?
That's
Cat.
not at this location, though.
That's not at this location, guys. Angela Cat is not at this location.
We called the Lamar Billboard Advertising Company and spoke to the lady who was in charge.
Which location?
There were several.
Knoxville.
Okay, we're in the Tri-Cities market area. And that's totally different location than us. Guys, from my understanding, when the Amber Alert first went out back in June, Lamar, I'm coming in as a new person here, okay? Lamar did run an ad for free for several, I don't know if it was for 30 days or 60 days or however long. But in that particular, these type of signs that they're on, they can't continually run for free. Because there's no people out there to pay for the spot that's going to be in their time. So after it runs for their length of time, from my understanding, it just comes off.
No, this is the head company.
After a length of time, it just comes off.
Let him finish.
And then from my understanding, Brad has approached me one day. I got this on a sales call that he was looking for a space to put the alert back up there. And that's the only part that I have come in on is I've really discounted the board. He's taking up the donations. I waited until Saturday for me and him to get together. I only worked on the Friday.
Hey, sir.
This man's went above and beyond.
I've
Sir.
only been.
Hey, excuse me, sir.
Yeah, but we've talked
I
to
have
your
a question.
managers.
You
I
did
have a
not
question
talk
for you, sir.
You did not talk to the managers here. You spoke to a manager at another location. She
Is
has
Lamar one
already.
company?
I'm not going to speak over everybody. Listen.
Is
What
Lamar
happened?
one company?
Yeah.
I'm not going to speak over
Can
everybody.
I speak to that guy?
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, is Lamar one company?
We are one company, but we are across the whole United States, and there are
Right.
350 billboards that we have. And there's
Great.
like, for instance, there's Lamar Knoxville, there's Lamar, we're called Lamar Tri-Cities. They're everywhere, these different satellite offices. So he happens to be in our Tri-Cities market is where all this has come out of. And I don't think Brad has done anything wrong. I don't think Lamar's done anything wrong. Because Brad has been really keeping in touch with me about money. And I've been just these folks are in high demand that other outside advertisers. And I understand it's a missing young lady. I really do. And I have compassion because I have 3 kids as well. But at the same
You guys
time,
should definitely give him his money back, okay? Like, definitely give him his money back. She has an active Amber Alert.
Yeah, They said she had
Guys,
an active.
listen. Their policy is when the Amber Alert goes out, they will give them the spot for so long. Guys, it's they can't put it up forever. You all need, well, what happens is, look, I don't want no more donations because I'll do this out of my pocket if it pisses every single one of you off. I'll have every billboard bought in this city by myself.
Well, don't put words in our mouth. It doesn't piss us off. We appreciate that you're trying to help Summer. What pisses us off is the fact that the Lamar company said if she has Amber Alert,
I'm not going to talk
it
over it.
ends.
I see how much you and everybody else appreciates anything on here that anybody does for a child. Now look here, if they did their part, I'm doing mine. I don't need none of yours help, okay? Because every one of you are out for yourself. None of you are out for this child.
That's a
Nobody.
crock of shit. Listen here, you, right? We've been doing that for you. We trusted you. We found the company to see if we could do it direct because you said you were going to do
And
that,
cut
right?
the middleman out.
Have I
Exactly. Now we've been told by 2 people to phone the FBI, and they're phoning the FBI looking for
different
it
people
because they said
that
an
work for
Amber Alert
Lamar.
doesn't need payment.
Okay, well,
So
they
don't have
did
a go
their
at
Amber
us
Alert.
when all we're trying to
They
do
did
is
their
help
Amber
Summer,
Alert.
and every single person keeps telling us this person's bad, this person's good, this person's bad. Then we get these people from Lamar telling us the same thing. What do you expect us to do?
Pick the phone up and call somebody before you put it out all over everywhere that I'm scamming people out of money.
And he phoned us back. We said, make sure first. And he phoned Lady Justice back and told her.
Do you see where I'm coming from? Do you see where I'm coming from?
No, I
I'm
don't.
getting back. You don't see where I'm coming
can't see
from.
where
That
you're
people
coming
are
from because
saying,
then people telling me a load of crap. Then we phone an official company who's telling us, and then the guy phones us back and says, quickly get onto the FBI, we're looking for him.
He asked for
Okay.
details. He asked where it was located. He said, I even said Kingsport. I was like, that billboard is in Kingsport, Tennessee.
okay, it is.
It's on Fort Henry Drive in Kingsport.
Right. Buddy, you need to talk to the lady over there in the Knoxville area that runs this show then, because
I think that if
she's
I'm not
putting out bad
mistaken,
info.
I'm telling you, I'm thinking right now that when Brad walked in the door, when y'all were all on him and all this here, if I'm not mistaken, the Knoxville office was on the phone with our office and trying to get the information straightened out. And if I'm not mistaken,
You got to let him talk. You have to let him talk, guys.
man, this
Hang
is
on,
frustrating for each and every one of you guys. It really is. But I am very much. There's nobody out there. I want a little bit of ground, but at the same time, the Knoxville office, I can just call our office to make sure that what we're talking about is correct. And then
That's a good idea.
Whoever called the Knoxville office, supposedly, if I'm not mistaken, is supposed to reach back out to you guys and get the information corrected. So, but y'all kind of
They called me twice.
Okay, but listen, as soon as they would call me up here, they were on the phone talking to each other, and I left out of that room while they were talking. Some talk Brad. So if you will give us a little while, I'll let Brad reach out to you guys and make who initiated the phone call to the Knoxville office?
Lady Justice.
Who's that?
I called Lamar because I wanted to ask them how to send the money directly to them to help Chase. And then they told me, they were asking me where it was at, asking me information about just where it was located and what was on the billboard. And I said, a missing 5-year-old little girl from Tennessee. And I said, it's in Kingsport, Tennessee. And she has an active Amber Alert right now. And they said, well, if she has an active Amber Alert, then the billboard should be free. Don't give any money for it. That's exactly what she told me.
Okay. I can see where that is partly correct, okay? But the Amber Alert that was initially, when we did it for free, was from when it initially happened back in June.
Right.
Guys, Chip, I'm sorry, but you got to understand where I'm coming from.
Chase, I'm sorry for
damn artist, and I'm, that's just
the
wrong.
miscommunication with Lamar.
Yeah, not being funny, Chase, but if Lamar
they've already put their Amber Alert out. I mean, and now
I just wish that they wouldn't put a fucking expiration date on it. She's not been found yet.
They're a business. They have to make money. They're
I
a
know
business.
that.
Why is Lady Justice so involved? Her and Ernie know each other. I believe Ernie admitted to that on my panel. Don't quote me. Hi, LA Connection. Don't plead guilty. You have the First Amendment on your side. Look up law in your state, unless it's deemed fighting words, which is a gray area. Agree, LA Connection. Thank you. Can't understand what's being said for loudmouth trying to control the conversation. Patricia, yeah. What was going on was Chip seemed very pissed off. I don't know what that's about. But Lady Justice was very early on playing games with the international portion of this. And then later on, she comes back out and she's claiming she's seen Candace. She knows Candace. She has inserted herself little ways throughout Summer's case without people really noticing. I find something about her extremely funky, and she does connect to Ernie because she connects with law shit. Ernie worked for the Hay House. I believe Ernie said he knew her. There's lives with Ziggy, I believe, that Lady Justice was on. Actually, we just heard TM say it. This came to social media to pull on people's heartstrings about a missing child and was done to scam people for money. Yes, I agree, but I think there's more to it when you add the players and the lawsuits and the games with courts and so many other things. Why such big attempts to silence people, creators, neighbors? Jodi's on here every day, and we're going to go over some Jodi stuff with the lawsuit. If you missed it, Chicken was in at the beginning. She didn't stay very long. Sorry, Chicken. You don't like my opinions. But I'm going to go back to TM. My son wanted me to come downstairs. My daughter's here. We're all getting ready to barbecue today, and I'm live. I've tried to get this done before my husband came down. By 3, no, I'm out. I got the alcohol wipes, though. I got to go to the store. Can you ask Bailey if he'll take me to the store after my live?
I'll try. He's cleaning. He's getting like the fire pit and stuff ready.
Tell them to clean downstairs. It would be much appreciated. We need dishes. They made a mess. They always make a mess. Okay, so let me put Tiffany back on and go downstairs and see what my son wanted. I'll be about 5-10 minutes, but I want you guys to really get a feel for this. Please understand today's a holiday and I'm doing multiple things here. Multitasking.
And sometimes she would tell us stuff. And she was also in another search group. And
she was also in another search group. How this slipped by me, I don't know. Search group, not a research group, a search group.
Really didn't want the two to be convoluted, but she was like, they're not together. Whoever she's searching with, LJ does not, she's never been in my Discord. She's never, at least I don't think, unless she's somebody else on Discord, but
Penny wants us all to believe that she has nothing to do with LJ. She just knows everything about LJ. LJ came from Penny.
She's never been.
If I had listened to Penny back then enough, maybe I would have known that. There's so much I haven't listened to of Penny, but I'm so glad we literally got the mother load of all live streams today. So Penny can no longer hide her live streams. And we're going to have so much to go over. In fact, I think I'm going to have content for years. And we'll just peel back the layers one by one by one. This live gets a whole lot more interesting, though. So hold on.
Been, I guess, a part of the people I would consider our researchers. She has emailed us before though. So no, please don't hate LJ because you think that she's part of a research team that I have for doxing people. Look, ma'am, his name and my name have come up together on plenty of occasions, and I know all of the communications we've had. He knows all of the communications we've had, and this is the first time I have addressed any of it. And all of this has been going on since October, and so this is the one time that I will address whatever you guys.
This is 1.75 speed, you guys, just so you know. Swear on my life. 1.75 speed.
Wow. And as far as the whole Christy thing goes,
Christy Vincent. Everybody remember Christy? She's Ziggy's biggest supporter. She loves to cash up Ziggy hundreds of dollars. Why, you ask? I don't know.
I don't know.
In fact, Christy was the one who brought Ziggy to meet Fred Hill. She was the one who was there first with Fred Hill. Christy Vincent. How did Christy Vincent know Fred? I don't know. Maybe she was buying meth from him.
Like,
Christy, were you buying meth from Fred? How did you find Fred? How did you find Fred to introduce Ziggy? Were you one of his greatest customers? Does your husband know? Your doctor husband who lives in Hilton Head or whatever, but you stay home in Tennessee and you guys never live together. So, I mean, Christy has looked pretty twacked out on streams before, so it could be stranger things have happened. Just because people look well dressed and have lots of money doesn't mean they're not meth heads. So we'll maybe, hopefully we'll find out about Christy Vincent one day, just not today. If you remember Christy Vincent, you remember.
I've spoken with Christy. I find a lot of things freaking really, I'm sorry guys, I'm back. I find things a little weird with Christy. I don't really want to talk about too much of it because I don't need no more lawsuits. However, I believe Christy, in my opinion, lies quite a lot. I believe her family did live near the skeleton dude who's been arrested. That's my opinion. I'm speculating based on things that I found about Christy that she denies. Her receipts for Lamar really did add up. However, she's paid for Ziggy's Airbnbs. Now, Tiffany's saying that she introduced Fred and Ziggy. I don't know if there's truth to that, but is that what Penny said? I just missed a little. I'll go back and listen. But holy shit. You got to go back and listen to this shit. In my opinion, I'm speculating. All of this screams big, huge ring. What kind of ring? Is it a doing bad things to women and children ring? Could be. Because then you got Fred and Ellie Mae, the sister, who works at AmeriCorps, and Layla's missing, which I want to cover again. I want to start trying to cover her once a month at least. Right before they took my Facebook down, I had a really nice conversation with her mama, who's a sweet lady and very concerned for her daughter. But there's so much that could possibly go into this that people need to put together. Why do these people, a doctor's wife from Kingsport, why is she in here with Ziggy? Like, I could see the donating the money, trying to be a good person, but you're giving Ziggy Airbnbs, you're paying for her trips, you're sending her money, you're supporting her. And now Ziggy suddenly fucking disappeared. She marries a suspect, a neighbor from Ben Hill, like they've known each other for 10,000 fucking years. Laura playing games. None of this shit make no kind of sense. Why? I'll let you continue to listen. Sorry, I rushed back when I heard what they were talking about. Geez, we're only 8 minutes in.
I never liked her, never trusted her. And she is really, really involved with the Billboard scam. She was the one who said she donated 9 signs. The 9 signs that never went up. People drove around Tennessee to all those spots and could only find 3 billboards, but Christy swore she paid for 9 of them. That was a lie. Christy Vincent did not pay for those billboards.
All I know is this is how the whole.
Oh, and it was alleged she actually got her money back, but she swears she didn't. Christy Vincent, the one that told me to go to the fire tower and watch my back.
Whole thing transpired.
Oh, and the one that said that I harassed the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Kingsport, Tennessee. Never did such a thing. But to save Chase's ass, she came to YouTube and told everybody that I was harassing the church. And that's why the billboard on Fort Henry Drive had to come down. So Penny's going to get into the Christy part.
We reached out to Mountain Girl. Mountain Girl went live with it. Pissed us off that because Mountain Girl doesn't,
Yes, I've seen her pop up lately too. D Designs. Keep an eye on her. That's an important one to watch. Christy Vincent, pay attention to when she pops up, how much money she gives. If she gives it publicly, she does it a lot behind the scenes now. She clings to Ziggy, Cam. There's certain creators that Christy likes to pay. Watch that one. There's a reason she does that.
To my knowledge, she's not really
Elizabeth Lander, she's always given that money. Ever since Chase needed help, she was the cleanup. Always good to pull in a philanthropist to clean up, right? Which tells me Christy was there before Chase entered the scene. She was behind the scenes, involved before Chase ever showed up. I promise. I promise you. Promise you.
Somebody who's just going to make something, pull something out of thin air. So do I think that Christy actually reached out to Mountain Girl? Yeah, I do. And
was she in Kraken's chat? See, Doxy? I knew it. Ziggy and Kraken cases. She stays very close to them. There's other creators, but she stays very close to those two.
Mountain Girl took it to YouTube,
and she always pops up when they need help.
From there, we were like, oh, hell no, this is not good. Let's find out the truth. So then, yeah, there you go. Does Christy reach out to other creators? I don't know. I don't know what she's told other people. I don't even know verbatim what she's told Chasing. I don't. Chasing didn't forward me any of her emails.
Now, pay attention to this part right here, because all right, let me pull it up for you actually, because this comment goes with what Penny's talking about right now. This is Tennessee Twister. You guys remember Tennessee Twister? He was in the news piece with Kraken cases when the billboards went up. I'm going to show you what he wrote in Penny's chat this one day. So hold on. Let me take this down real quick so that I can share this one with you. Tennessee Twister. So he writes to Penny, and she completely ignored him. True crime commentary. I hope Chasing will send you the video I sent her. I got threatened by someone that I wanted you to see, but you said was not worried about it. So I will go now. Hold on. There's more. This one, he's asking her, did Chasing ever show you the email that I sent her? So Penny says no. She says she never cared to ask Chasing, but she answers with, I didn't ask Chasing because I don't want to talk about 423 Chase anymore. Later in this live, you're going to hear her. Basically, she lied to this man. She did ask, because otherwise she would have never known what he emailed her about. It was about Chase. Penny knew that already, so she lied to him. Why? Can't imagine Penny didn't have anything to do with threats against this guy. I don't even know his story. I know he's got one. I know a lot of people talk about him all the time. I don't see him around anymore, but in the beginning of Summer's case, he was always around. So much so that he was on the news with Cam and 423 Chase.
So I don't know. I have no idea who she is, where she came from, or anything like that. All I know is the story and the receipts that were showed and what Lamar said all matched. But it didn't match what Jay said. And no, somebody asked me, no, he's not scary. Benny is not scary. I do think that sometimes he does things without thinking how it's going to end up, and it hurts people. But I don't think, just from my personal conversations, he didn't sound scary to me. He's never been scary to me. However, there was one time when somebody sent me a picture of the Wells cars at the airport, the Wells car at the airport, and he did accuse me of stalking the Wells, but that wasn't true. And okay, let's see. I think I'm behind in chat. Let's see. Okay. My stance on what? What would you like to know my stance on? Right now, my stance is I have been greatly deceived, and I have been warned a lot. But see, here's the thing. My personality is everybody around me can hate somebody. And unless that person
Here we go. We're going to hear.
I don't know what other people's motives.
We're going to hear how Penny is all about peace, love, and happiness. Thank you so much, Miss Coco. Hey, Penny, did you tell anyone what happened when you tried to do a background on me? My doodle says he has a pair to suck. Miss Coco, she tried to do a background check on you? Penny did that to everybody. There was no one. If she did a background on you, she's got your VIN number too. She thinks she's the cops. Like, I don't know what she's going to do with people. What would somebody do? I mean, I could only think of a couple things. What would somebody do with people's VIN numbers? What does one do with a VIN number? So she says in this live, she just wants to make sure that people's cars belong to the people they're supposed to, basically. Like, what? Why does she need to know whose car belongs to who? What would one do with somebody's VIN number? I'll leave that up to your imagination. Penny, what else do you do? VIN numbers? VIN numbers for what? She's got all her friends' VIN numbers too. I'll wait. Maybe she'll explain herself one day.
For hating people and talking about people. I don't know. And unless somebody shows me for themselves why they can't be trusted, then I have no problem still being in communication with you. And I did. I believed Chase. I believed what he was doing, and I know that I'm not the only one. But I never deceived my subscribers. I never misled my subscribers.
I was trying to type, but it's chaotic here. I had to send my son money for cigarettes and charcoal. Country Kitchen, I believe her name was Lisa, although somebody had said it was a different name, but I had covered that other MOC crew, Julie Buford, a few times. She was at the vigil with Jack Hammer and Chase, who was there together. And Country Kitchen was really, really close to her. They were in my group on Facebook. I allowed the Julie Buford to become a moderator when I went into the hospital, and she did some crazy shit. But they were all over, and Libby and Nita, when all this shit was going on with true crime commentary, there was a whole lot of other shit going on over there with a bunch of different people that I still can't quite put together. I don't understand the Mountain Girl version of it. However, Mountain Girl, for some reason, hi Ellen, was writing me in Messenger and trying to explain it to me, but I can't get back in there to get those messages and see it. But I'm really concerned about what all of their parts were and who Mountain Girl actually really is. But there was a lot more going on, and that's why I'm saying, like, I think it's important to go back and listen to this and put together what else was going on at the time that may connect. Yeah, she quit, but she didn't quit. She's back under a different name. She told me that. I just can't get to the messages to read them. And I actually like Mountain Girl, but I'm starting to wonder, is Mountain Girl really Lady Justice? Just an opinion. I'm speculating. And then you have that girl that was always doing the diamond paintings that was on Prayer Gardens quite often, changing her name, being different characters all throughout the beginning of Summer's case, the first 2 years. Yeah. It's just been a lot. And there's been a lot going on at the same time of other things that people were paying attention to with the more popular creators such as Benny, Tiffany, True Crime Commentary, and they only became popular because of AB, in my opinion. Jumping over to Squalls the way they did, I think that's fake. They said, oh, they went over there. I think they knew Squall prior. That's my opinion. But all right, how far are we into this? 17 minutes. I'm going to go, you know what, I'll probably only go to the 30-minute mark on this. How long have I been live? I want to get to this Jodi Sue stuff. I already showed the Ben Hill. Hold on, let me see here. We got Jodi Sue. I can close that down. I can close that down. We went over that. Oh, I want to go over. We'll listen to this till we get to like the 2 hour and 30-minute mark. I'll come back later tonight after my barbecue's over, maybe. If not, tomorrow afternoon. But I do want to go over the Leslie Earhart thing. Let's just go ahead and listen to finish what we're doing here.
Into believing that something that I didn't honestly feel. So anything that I've ever supported, I supported honestly. And the second that that for me personally came into question, I opened up a panel to get answers. So, you know, my subscribers see me honestly support somebody.
Lana, I know this is the second time I'm listening to this today, so it's brutal. It's brutal. I don't even remember her talking about herself for this long, because you want to know why? I think I blocked out a lot of this part because I was screenshotting all the shady people in the chat. The chat for this live, this part was where it was at. I've got those. But yeah, no, I've never heard somebody talk this much about themselves, she says. I got your email. I'm going to open it right now. I'm looking. It didn't come through. If you sent screenshots, they're not there. You know who you are. You just emailed me. They're not attached. Try it one more time. I don't know why it does that. You know what? Someone else sent me proof of that a while back, and I know exactly where it is, but I'd have to go through like 20 emails to find it. And I don't know if you're that person or not, but you are welcome here if it is you. All right, hold on one sec.
And honestly question. However, some people didn't let their subscribers know that they had been questioning him for such a long time. that didn't come out until way later.
I know, T-Bori, isn't it so painful? Ugh.
I love her. Who is LJ? Who is LJ?
Lippy.
LJ.
Lippy, I'm dead.
Oh, and also the whole researchers and how they are a research team specifically for finding out who people are. Yes and no. Whenever a name comes up in the case, or good Lord, they're such great researchers, but they don't do that to dox people. They're very nice, respectable people on that research team.
All of the people who are pulling your info are very nice people. Yes, Penny, lie some more to the subscribers because it's so important. You know their VIN numbers. Oh boy. If you're friends with Penny, I suggest you never tell her anything about yourself. Ever. And please, in a year from now, don't say you didn't know. We've been telling you for a really long time and no one wants to listen. So I don't want to hear all these people crying when everybody figures out they've been dealing with a scammer. All right. We all know the signs. Sweet Pea, I think I got your, yes, I did. I'm going to email you back. I promise. I'm so sorry. I have been dealing with so many assholes and my whole real life. You know, the one that I don't have. So I will email you back. I'll do that tonight when I get in my bed. Promise. And you never have to thank me. I love doing this right here. In fact, I kind of miss it. I kind of miss being here all the time. I only have 2 days a week to do this, so I try.
And one of them, the only one of them who has ever ran a VIN is no longer in communication with us. And that is at the top on one of my shorts videos. She ran the VIN for Dawn's vehicle to see who had actually purchased it or whatever, see what she could find out. Hold on, getting a call. Don't know who that is. And that's the only time anybody on the research team has ever ran a VIN. I personally have ran a VIN to see what color the vehicle was. It was for Gary Merkos. I ran his VIN that comes up on his background report, and then I matched it to an accident report that I had. But
I just want to let you know, VIN numbers, they do not show up on VIN Verified. Okay? Penny has been utilizing resources to run VIN numbers for a very long time. You don't just get a VIN number. Why do you think she wants to be friends with all the people with connections? There are people committing crimes for Penny just to check out people on YouTube. And this has been going on for a very long time. Over a year.
But
she's crying about her phone number being dropped in my chat. Someone want to drop that again?
Now, if you have these,
because it's important. The reason why is that is the phone number she came to YouTube with, and that is what she did all her dirt with in the beginning. She doesn't want anybody to have that phone number. In fact, she turned it back on. It was broken for the longest time. And now she's pissed because I said to myself, you know what? This needs to go out. Everyone needs to be searching their contacts and their text messages with her if they had them with that phone number. It's important.
These people finder or true finder subscriptions, they usually do give you VIN numbers to the vehicle if there is.
No, they don't, Penny. No, they don't. I've seen, and I have them still. I just need to find them. I've actually seen screenshots from her and the person who gave her the info. You guys remember Kelly Fustos? Does that name ring a bell? Kelly Fustos. She says this info came from Kelly Fustos, but the strange thing about it is Kelly Fustos doesn't have anything listed on her record at all that would ever provide VIN numbers for people. She blamed it on Kelly Fustos. Now, whether it was Kelly Fustos or not, I don't know. But that's what Penny said. Penny said the VIN numbers were coming from Kelly Fustos. I never dealt with Kelly Fustos, so I can't tell you. Maybe Scott can fill us in. I don't know. There are people who know the truth out there for sure, but I don't know because I wasn't involved with them. Not like that.
Is one listed under their assets, but you know, it could be a very old thing. And also, people, if you guys, you can come up if you want to. Benny was accountable for nothing. Did I miss your other comments? Did you want me to ask him a question? I don't know. But I mean, I'm not gonna. Who am I to hold him accountable? He's his own person. That's like somebody. That's exactly, not saying you cute, but I'm saying like that's exactly like whenever everybody was mad at me because Scott was calling women outside their names and bashing Tiffany. Oh, Penny's not saying anything, so Penny must believe it. Penny must support it, and that's whenever I had to come out. I don't speak for Scott. Goodness gracious.
She didn't speak to Scott at this point in time. She went back and forth. She'll probably go back to Scott at some point if he'll let her back. I don't know. Scott actually got really smart with this one and kicked her to the curb. I can't say Scott would take Penny back because he knows she's a criminal and I don't think he wants to be involved with her because I think Scott's done some things too, but listen, it's just what I think. I don't think Scott would give her another chance, but I could be completely wrong. Scott is shady too. I don't know what all he's been involved with, but I can say I think Penny is far shadier than Scott. I mean, he's a shade ball, but I cannot say anybody has done the things that Penny's done here. Now, Scott, well, Q Carlock probably takes the cake. I mean, she's the one that took all that money in, so I really don't know. There's so many of them. Chase, I don't really know either. There's like a top 10 here. Penny's in the top 10. Oh, and speak of Q Carlock, there she is. True crime commentary. Benny was accountable for nothing. Oh, she's pissed because, all right, this is when Penny let Benny around and Q didn't like him. Q was asking for a link in the chat in the stream, and then she decided to back out when they started bringing up the fundraiser. So later on, you're going to hear on panel, Penny has Linda up. Linda comes up here. That's probably what I said I was going to take care of isn't going to happen tonight. I'll come back tomorrow. This is going to be a 2-part live stream. So, because there's no way I'm going to finish this all in one night. Hold on a minute. Let me see how long I've been live. 2.5 hours. Yeah, it's going to have to be 2 parts. And shit, I don't even know if I'm going to get to the Linda stuff tomorrow, but we'll see. I promise I'll do this back to back to back and I'll get it all out. I don't think he'll ever take her back. I'm not a fan of his, but I really don't think he'd take her back. She bruised his ego. Oh, she's really good at that, isn't she? And imagine, she has a husband. Phone number don't work unless you have the area code. What phone number, Betty Chow? Sorry. My husband is murdering people on PlayStation and like really loud. I don't know what's happening. It's okay, Lippy. Just keep drinking that drink, girl. I can't wait to get in Discord with you later. You better not fall asleep on me. I hope some of the fake creators didn't get Summer gone for money. The Christy had to have known them since she took Zig to Fred's. Well, Christy had to have known Fred. She had to have known Fred. Christy is the one who introduced Ziggy to Fred Hill. So she had to have known him. She just had to. Yes, Buddha, that's the current one. So if anybody has any questions for Penny, it's right there in the chat. You could all text her and ask her. You know, she's so giving with my information all the time and no problems there. So go ahead and take that. 431 people in here. Enjoy. Knock yourself out. That's the old one. The 619 number there. That is for your own records to research if you were in contact with her in the beginning of this case. The new one is for questions and inquiries. If you have questions about all of the criminal acts that are taking place here, she can answer for herself. Unfortunately, I can't answer for her. But yeah, hang on to those. You're going to need them. And it matters to Summer, or else I wouldn't do it. Promise. Because I'm not a piece of shit. Okay. So let's get back to this. Don't be sorry. What you sorry for, girl? Now Q Carlock is selling Summer merch as a cartoon character. What? She's still selling merch of Summer, Lippy? Are you kidding? Betty Joe, are you Betty Joe from Libby Drive Off Cliffs channel? Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Oh, Libby's around. She never did make it off that cliff, by the way. What's up with all the cliff shit? God. I'm going to drive off the cliff. You're throwing babies off cliffs. What else? What the fuck is wrong with you people? Yeah, she tried to trigger the whole community. Libby Star, who was a teacher for little kids. Oh, my God. These people are lunatics, you guys. You can't even take them seriously. I don't even believe her. She wasn't a teacher. She just likes to have an apple in her name.
Don't expect me to co-sign stuff. Don't expect me to say anything. That's not me. I didn't say it. Those words didn't come out of my mouth.
Yes, Tig. So if you can pull up a VIN, then get an address, you can kidnap kids. Exactly. There's a lot you can do with a VIN. If you can pull a VIN for no reason, there's It's not no reason. It just appears to be no reason. There's a reason. Penny, why are you pulling VIN numbers of everyone you know? Tell me mine. I don't have that car anymore. Okay.
They came from his mouth. Take it up with him.
I still know the VIN though. If Penny knows your name, she knows
I mean,
your phone number.
how can I hold anybody accountable?
Why?
Your mom, but I know you're not saying that I should have, but you're just stating that he wasn't, right? Is that my understanding?
Word.
What are your honest thoughts on Chase? Did he just want to seem important? I don't know. Or is it just that? Or is he...
There's my girl niece asking all the important questions. Listen, Linda comes up in a few minutes here. So that part is really important. You know, I kind of like was sitting back today listening to this thinking, is it possible that these people all came flooding in?
Okay, I'm at the 2:33 mark. I'm going to stop this here. I'm going to go watch just a little bit. We have 30 minutes. I just want you to listen to Jodi Sue talk about the lawsuit with me and Chicken on a Stick. I don't have too much to say about it. I said what I had to say earlier to Chicken. I find things really fucking funny. I find Jodi's behavior fucking odd when it comes to these lawsuits. I'm not scared of nobody, as you've seen at the beginning of my live. Chicken said she wanted to answer questions and talk. However, she scurried her little ass away, in my opinion. Aw, I'm sorry, little Dev. That sucks. I don't get out much. I'm starting to. I've been trying to make some changes in my life. Little steps. But yeah, I'm gonna go put this on. Wait, let me make sure. Oh no, before I get to Jodi Sue. This is an 18-minute video. Maybe I'll just save the Jodi Sue video for later tonight, and that's what I'll come back and we'll go over. Because this is an 18-minute video, and I had this. We already run over Becca's eyes. I had this set up the play, and I want to actually listen to the whole thing because I think because of summer, we follow a lot of Tennessee stuff when it comes to the TBI. I see a lot of creators sharing it, and everybody's just been sharing the little Summer Wells clips in this. But I think it's important. The Johnson City Press did a whole interview with the TBI. It's 18 minutes long. I'm going to come down, and I just want you guys to sit and listen to the whole 18 minutes because it gives you an understanding how TBI works. But I really want you to pay attention to what she says about Summer's case because that's why we're here. However, I think the whole interview is quite important. So I'm going to come down. I'm going to go. I have to roll a cigarette because my son's at the store getting me cigarettes. I'm going to go roll a cigarette, smoke a bowl, and let you guys listen to the 18 minutes of this.
Welcome to Word on the Street. My name is Holly Byers. I'm the managing editor of the Times News, filling in for Rob Walters this week as he's on vacation. So this week we've got a special guest with us from the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. It's Leslie Earhart. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so we'll just get right into it. So first, if anyone is not familiar with the TBI or what you all do, could you just kind of give an overview of what is the TBI and what do you all do?
Certainly, we are the state's lead criminal investigative agency. So we're statewide, we're a state agency. We work in every county across the state of Tennessee. We're broken up into 4 regions: Upper East, East, Middle, and West. And I'm assigned to the Upper East region, which consists of 21 counties.
Okay. So when was the TBI established?
It was established in 1951, but an interesting history lesson. Actually, it was formed because of a case right out of East Tennessee. In Greene County in 1949, there was a homicide. And a journalist from the Greenville Sun noticed how the case was being handled, and he saw the need for an agency similar to the FBI to be established to assist local agencies in investigating violent crimes. So to make a long story short, he went to the governor and state lawmakers, pitched the idea, and then in 1951, the TBI was formed.
So do you have any numbers on, how many cases you all deal with a year or?
Yes, so we are broken up into 8 different divisions. So we have the criminal investigative division, the drug investigative division, our Medicaid fraud control division. So each of those divisions, they have cases that they work. And I can just tell you a broad overview. At the end of the last fiscal year, our criminal investigation division had almost 700 open cases. The drug division had over 750 open cases. So well over 1,000 cases each year. And what we do is we work our own cases and we also assist local agencies in investigating a variety of crimes.
Okay. And how many people work for the TBI?
We have currently over 700 employees.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're stationed across the state?
Across the state, all 95 counties.
Okay, great. So for anyone in the public who might be interested in some of the information that you all can provide on cases or updates on cases, what information can be made public from the TBI?
Well, TBI case files are confidential per state law. I don't think that residents know that, but we do our best to be as transparent as possible and to provide basic details on all of our investigations. We release what we can. When someone's arrested, you can find news releases on tbinewsroom.com. We're very active on social media. We also have our website, tn.gov/TBI, and there is a wealth of information on the website. You can find statistics, you can find information about our annual report, the type of cases we investigate, statistics. The public can even go in and use our Crime Insight platform to find crime statistics. So there's a variety of information on our website, and I would encourage the public to check it out.
Yeah, for sure. So you kind of mentioned this a little bit earlier about helping some of the local law enforcement with some of their cases.
Mm-hmm.
So what types of services and resources do you offer to local law enforcement?
What we do is we make ourselves available if they need assistance with any type of case. Now, I will say that in order for TBI to get involved in certain investigations, we do have to be requested by the District Attorney General. But what our agents do, if a local law enforcement agency needs assistance with investigating any type of crime, we are available to assist them. We touch base with the DA, share information as we go along. And sometimes it's as simple as just offering an extra set of hands. Other times, maybe we have an agent that has received specialized training and that particular department may need their services. So it really just depends on the situation on the case and what's needed, but we're there to help.
Yeah, okay. So a lot of people may notice locally that you are often involved in any kind of officer-involved shooting. Is that just a decision from the DA, or how do you typically?
So we investigate officer-involved shootings at the request of the District Attorney General for the jurisdiction where it occurs. I won't say that we investigate all officer-involved shootings across the state, but we do investigate the majority of them, especially in the East Tennessee area. You're seeing quite a few more of those in the last few years in this particular region. And almost always we will be requested to investigate an officer-involved shooting in this particular region.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you have any insight on how many local cases you all are currently assisting with in Northeast Tennessee? Or?
I do not have a number, but as you know, in the news business, you see TBI pop up pretty much everywhere. Arson investigations, even just fire investigations where arson is not suspected. If an agency needs assistance with determining the cause, we'll get involved. Homicide investigations, death investigations, our drug investigation division in this region, it's been extremely busy over the last year. Our drug agents seized a record amount of fentanyl within the last year. So any type of investigation that you can think of, TBI is pretty much involved.
Okay. So I'd like to hear a little bit about some of the technology and tools that you all use to complete these investigations or assist with them. Any new technology that you all have recently started using?
Right off the top of my head, something that comes to mind, we now are utilizing rapid DNA testing. And essentially what that does is you can analyze a DNA sample and produce a usable DNA profile in about 90 minutes. Now, where that comes in handy and where it was used in the last several months was in the flooding, the deadly flooding, to identify victims. Most people think that you have to send off a DNA sample to a traditional crime lab to get a DNA profile. But with rapid DNA, it's changing the game in certain situations. Now, it's not a magic wand. You're still going to have complex crime scenes where there is a need to send off a DNA sample to the crime lab to be analyzed. But rapid DNA, it's a game changer, especially when we're talking about disaster relief like we saw with the flooding last year.
For sure. Yeah. So obviously, kind of going off of that, obviously investigators have a pretty tough job. They're dealing with death a lot of times, and heartbreak, and so how do they cope with things like that? For example, Megan Boswell, the flooding response, Sean Williams case. How do they cope with those things?
Well, each individual handles things differently. What I can tell you is that in the last few years, TBI has established a program called TBI Cares. And the whole point is to check on our employees and agents when they're investigating different type of situations that could be hard. We have a peer support team that works across the state just to check in on an agent when we know that he or she has been dealing with a complex case. There's no easy way to deal with a situation like the Evelyn Boswell case, for instance. It's hard. We just try to be there for each other. Let others know that we are here. I'm part of the peer support team, so I try to make a conscious effort to reach out to agents who I notice may be struggling. So we just try to work together to get through it the best that we can.
Yeah, and kind of going off of that, what's the feeling like when a long-term case sort of comes to fruition? What's that feeling like? I'm sure it's, satisfying, even if it takes, years for some of these cases, but kind of what's the feeling when those things sort of resolve themselves?
100%. It just feels like a huge weight has been lifted off your shoulders. There's really no way to explain, especially if hours and hours and even years of hard work has gone into a case. Also, along those same lines, when a case remains unsolved, like for instance, the Summer Wells case, that's extremely hard because there's nothing that we want more than to solve a case, especially involving a child. And it's hard not having the answers or being close to maybe discovering something and just knowing that we just need a little bit more information to resolve a certain situation. So there's nothing better than seeing a case solved and seeing justice served. But at the same time, it's also extremely hard for those cases where we haven't seen justice served yet.
Right. Yeah, you mentioned Summer Wells, so I did want to ask any updates on that case from your perspective or from the TBI standpoint, or?
Well, I'm glad you asked. It is still an open and active investigation. I think most people think that the case has gone cold, but that's not true. We still have agents working on it constantly. We follow up on any new information that comes in. I can say that we've been following up on information that we've received in the last few months. So it is very much an active investigation and we will not give up.
Yeah, that's great to hear. And speaking of tips and things that you all get to help with your cases, how can the public provide tips and feedback to you all?
Anyone that has information, they can call, of course, the TBI Find number. You see that everywhere. It's 1-800-TBI-FIND. Or they could submit tips via email to tips2TBI@tbi.tn.gov. Individuals can remain anonymous. We take that very seriously. We also encourage the public to download. We have the TBI Find app, and they can download that not only to stay up on active alerts, but also they're able to submit information and provide information about themselves or a loved one should they be in a situation where they go missing. So we encourage the public to download that app and to submit any information that they may have about an active and ongoing investigation. A lot of times we will receive tips via email or through 1-800-TBI-FIND about an investigation that TBI is not involved in. In those situations, we will pass that on to the appropriate agency so that they can take a look at that case.
So for anyone that's in school locally and is interested in a career in the TBI, do you all do any sort of outreach programs with the schools or, any sort of educational programs that sort of help them understand what you all do?
We are always looking for good candidates to recruit. And as time allows, we will go out to schools and try to speak with students, especially high school students and to local universities. Well, actually universities across the state. So yes, we are involved in recruitment, even in middle school and high school. Okay. And in order to become a TBI agent or be employed with TBI, there are certain qualifications for each positions. And I want to go ahead and plug our website, tbijobs.com, has all the information you could ever want to know about different positions within the TBI. But as far as a TBI agent, the qualifications, you do have to have a Bachelor of Science degree. It does not necessarily have to be a criminal justice degree, any type of degree from a 4-year accredited university. From there, we do like for agents to have experience with local agencies. That's always great, but it's not necessarily a requirement. However, if someone comes to interview for the position and they have not only, a 4-year degree, but they have experience from a law enforcement agency, that truly does help. But if anybody has questions, we're always open to answer questions about employment, about the minimum qualifications that exist for each position. That information is listed on tbijobs.com. And then they can always reach out to us via social media, via email to ask any additional questions they may have.
Okay, great to hear. So what else does the public need to know about the TBI in your opinion? Some, there may be misconceptions out there about the TBI that you might want to clear up, or just any frequently asked questions that you all get about the TBI from the public.
That's a good question. I think that one misconception is that the TBI can just swoop in and take over an investigation. We kind of touched on that. That's not the case. In a lot of situations, for instance, homicides, officer-involved shootings, fraud cases, we have to receive a request from the district attorney general in order to get involved. Now that there are cases that we can start on our own, we have original jurisdiction to investigate drug cases, arson investigations, human trafficking, those types of cases, we can start an investigation on our own. But we can't, let's say someone's not happy with how their local agency is investigating a certain situation. We don't have the authority under state law just to step in and take over the case. So that's one big misconception. I think another misconception is that we can release information that we don't. Again, it goes back to TBI case files are confidential per state law with very few exceptions. So we can only release certain information about an investigation. It's not because we don't want to be more transparent. It's just because we're going to do everything possible to protect the integrity of the investigation and release the information as the law allows.
Okay, yeah. So what types of issues that are, job related keep you up at night? What causes you the most stress in your role as a TBI spokeswoman?
I think, a lot of the same things that our agents deal with. Those cases, they don't necessarily have to be high profile cases, but those cases involving children or the elderly that aren't necessarily solved immediately. And even if they are solved, just knowing what an individual goes through. I think it's hard to be in this position or any position within law enforcement and condition yourself not to feel emotions that innocent victims.
I don't know what happened. That shit happened again. It just kicks my stuff off. Earl's here. He wanted to say hi.
Hi.
As you guys know, we're working through things. We're not living together right now, but we're going to figure things out. We're going to spend the day together. My birthday's Wednesday. I plan on going live, a fun live, maybe just listen to music, something they'll probably take down.
Oh, excuse me.
The same. Yeah, let's just keep hope. I don't think it's a good thing to take hope away. Helen said hi, Earl.
Hello.
Hawkins County Sheriff Department is all over this case. TBI can only assist them if they are asked. Well, I think they both are. I think they work together with the FBI. I think anytime, in my opinion, the TBI or FBI is involved in the case, they probably have the most higher up. They're not going to get involved for no reason. You know what I mean? They're not going to give up on a case. And I think they have more tools and education. Yeah, I've reached out to Dan Armstrong. I was told he would reach back out to me, and he didn't. I do plan on making a call to him again. Maybe I'll do that live. I hate my big face. You can see my tooth. I will get that fixed eventually. But I'm hoping Dan Armstrong, maybe even for Summer's 4th anniversary, will give a statement. Wouldn't that be nice? Because he's the one that ultimately knows where they're at with the charges, and he can explain it in a way the TBI can't from a court and legal standard. But I'm going to get off of here and go join my family because I'm getting a million calls from my son. Earl just came in. The kittens are in here crying. Maury came in the room. It's been...
Yeah, they don't know I'm here yet.
Oh, they don't know you're here yet?
Yes, I sneak past.
Oh.
They'll be crazy.
Excited to see you. Yeah, we pray that all law enforcement is involved. I think they are. And I think that's why we're seeing a lot of creators go quiet, in my opinion. But I'm going to go. I'm going to try to come back tonight. If I don't, I'll see you guys tomorrow afternoon. Peace and love. Thank you for being here. Hit the like button. Share it out. Give me some support. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later. Happy Memorial Day. I hope all of you across America has a very nice day of picnicking, remembering our veterans and showing love and support to our country. I'll talk to you all later. Bye.